Hey, everybody. I'm super excited to bring you this information. This is going to change your life. All right. If you're watching this, somebody has said to you, maybe this could help your health. Or perhaps someone has said, maybe this is going to help your client's health. If you're in one of the healing art fields, such as acupuncture, medicine, naturopath, or massage therapy, or energy medicine. So the idea here is how can we help people get better faster? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can use phototherapy to change what's happening in your life and maybe even your clients' lives. So this is pretty cool. And this is for you if you want more energy, less pain, better sleep, and faster healing. And for me, I know that these are things that I want for myself, my friends, my family, my kids. Not only that, I want to try and reverse age, right? I want to feel younger as I get older. So this is about how can you optimize performance? How can you reverse age, turn back the clock, turn on some younger genes? So this is pretty neat. So I'm Dr. Goggin, and I'm here as your guide. I'm here to give you a little bit of education about something you may have never heard about. I've done a few things in my life, and one of the things that's happened during my career was that I got sick, and I had to kind of climb my way out of a feeling really, really bad, right? And in that process, I learned about biotechnology as well as functional medicine. And so now I'm a functional medicine doctor. And also I try and use what will give the most healing with the least side effects, what's the most gentle with the most power for healing. And that's really why I'm telling you about this tonight, because it helped me a whole bunch, right? I went, when someone brought them to me in my office, they said, hey, this little patch made my pain go away. And I was, of course, intrigued by that because in this day and age, we have too many narcotics out there. Even over-the-counter pain medications will lead to potential injury. Aspirin is associated with stomach bleeding. Things like nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen, super commonly used, associated with problems with the kidney and with GI bleeding, and Tylenol, problems with the liver. Tylenol also, recent studies showing that it actually interfered with people's empathy after they took it. Very interesting. So I want to find non-pharmaceutical ways to help you feel better, right? And so that's what we're talking about. How do we figure these things out? Well, this is, Mother Nature, and it really does know the answer. And so when you look to Mother Nature, we look to long-lived animals. Lobsters actually get stronger while they age. There are animals that can regrow limbs when you cut them off. And so we want to understand natural systems. And that's how David Schmidt, who's the researcher and inventor behind these products, began to figure out how he could help. Initially, it was Navy SEALs. He's working for the Navy SEALs, for the government, trying to find a way to give more energy to people who had to stay up for 48 hours, right? You guys know. And so when we look to natural systems, we wonder things like, well, why does the queen bee live so long compared to the worker bees? It's something about what she's eating, right? And it has to do with the instructions that she is giving her genes. And so now we understand that with certain tiny molecules, often called peptides, you can change the instructions to your genes. And that's really what we want to do. And this is something that can happen when light shines on you. All right. So when the sunshine beats down, you have an increase in vitamin D. You make vitamin D because of the sun shining on your body. Now we understand that you can have very specific kinds of light, and you're going to get alterations in what proteins you're making, what instructions you're giving to your body. And so that's really how the patches work. Basically, when light comes into a cell, it can turn on and off genes. And that's what we want to do, is turn on younger genes. And that is how the patches work. Here is a person sitting in front of a very specialized camera, and it is documenting the light coming off of the person's body. Well, when light hits a surface, it can be reflected back. And this patch has crystalline structures within it. Nothing goes into the body, but it acts like a tiny mirror, a very specific mirror, right? It will only send back certain signals to the body. And so that's basically how it works. Light and heat from your body activate the patch to give you like a little tiny IV of light. And that is where the power is. Then we start to change what's happening in the body by increasing instructions, peptides, that can activate stem cells and actually turn on younger genes. So stem cells are choose your own adventure cells. They can become whatever kind of cell you need. And that's nice because the more of those we have, the faster we will be able to heal. And the fewer you have, the faster you age, and the slower it will be for your healing to happen. So if you guys have wondered, like, why is it when I get a little older, it takes longer for these scratches to go away or for me to get better? And that's because you don't have the same rejuvenative capacity. And if you can turn on younger genes and you can activate your stem cells, you will have less aging and you'll be able to get better faster. So stem cells are activated when you have an increased level of the copper peptide called GHK-Cu. And that is the way this works. By increasing the copper peptide GHK-Cu, we turn on younger genes. There's a double-blind study showing that this patch did this. And then when we turn on younger genes, we affect roughly 30% of the genome to a younger state. Woo, woo. I mean, that's really exciting when that happens. So we can heal faster, grow stronger, look and feel younger, and actually optimize performance. Hang on one second. I'm on a call, babe. Oh, so the Lifewave X39, we have shown that it increases energy. People have better sleep, faster healing, right? I'm going to show you some pictures of fewer wrinkles and faster healing, which is pretty neat. People have decreased pain and we activate younger genes. And that is how the patch works. But let me show you a little bit more information about how patches can reduce inflammation in the body. This is really neat. I'm showing this is 6 months of the Eon patch. We have a before horse, 31-year-old center who used the anti-inflammatory patch for 6 months. And now we have the after center looking so much better. Oh my gosh. If I had an old horse, I would totally be putting patches on them. And now I know that people with horses are using the X39 patch as well with great results. Also, when we look at people, let's see the before. This is the before thermography image. All right. And this is the after thermography. So you see the heat over here. What happens when you use, and this is using the energy enhancer patches, we see a substantial difference within these two thermography readings. So the patches really do something. And I know people are kind of like, how can that work, right? Doesn't make sense. Well, it's worth a try. That's what I always say. So let's talk about some of the recent studies that have been done by Lifewave. How light can increase your strength, stamina, and your cardiovascular health. Lifewave X49 is the new stem cell patch, and it actually can increase muscle strength and stamina and make it so you be the Energizer Bunny too at the end of your day, feeling like, oh, I could keep going. What? Me? Go to sleep? Of course, sleep is very important, but you won't feel exhausted at the end of the day. That was the biggest thing I noticed when I started to use X49. And now I can tell that my muscles, that I'm getting more muscles, which I really love because it's a sign of vibrance and it's a marker for longevity, right? We all want to live a long time. X49 in the first study was showing people having better outcomes with sit-ups, push-ups, squats, bicep curl, grip strength, and people were going farther and faster with less effort from their heart. Their pulse actually dropped as they were going farther and faster on a bicycle. Pretty cool. And here's a gentleman, 2 months, age 74, dropped 7 pounds of fat and gained 7 pounds of muscle in just 2 months. So this is really the X49 and the X39. They're the dynamic duo if you want to resculpt your body, get fit, get high fitness level, high energy, and more muscle mass. So this all happens because of activating those younger genes. And then when we look at this second study, the strength study, we found that I want to compare this to a typical strength study or an exercise study. Typically, we might see an 8% improvement in 6 months, all right? Statistically significant improvement. 24% in 9 months, well, it's a better improvement. 17% in 3 months. And so I'm going to really blow you out of the water when you see what the improvement was at 1 month, okay? 31 to 70% more than any of those other studies, both at month 1 and month 2 to a highly statistically significant. So this is really amazing. And then you can see it in the pictures. Here's the calves of this 84-year-old gentleman, 2 months using the patch, using that performance bundle X39, X49, which is so awesome. And so Lifewave said, hey, if we're growing muscle, we probably are growing bone too, because when muscle pulls on bone, your bone gets stronger. And that's why your doctor says do weight-bearing exercises if you have thin bones, right? So what they did was they looked at markers for bone density. We can look at markers for bone building and bone breakdown, and they decided to look at NTX. And NTX goes up when you're breaking down bone, all right? So we don't want NTX to go up. And sure enough, they found with a statistically significant effect, a drop in NTX, which is really exciting because those of you with thin bones or at risk for osteoporosis or osteopenia, which many people are, and it causes pain, fractures, and just problems, this can be something that can help you support your bone health. And so let's look at a few pictures because I love the pictures, right? The befores and afters of the Lifewave Glow. I feel like this has happened personally, is that I feel like I am much younger, physically speaking. I'm more active. When I first started the patches, I couldn't even exercise at all. And now I can run long distances. I'm much more vibrant than I was. And I think my skin looks a little bit better. But here we see a clear change in the coloration, the wrinkles, the fine lines, the puffiness, the bags, the circles. Here, once again, if you looked at these people before and after, you go, huh, is that really the same person? And she does look younger. They do look much healthier. And that's because this is inside out healing. What's happening is your body, when it turns on those younger genes, you start to make more of the proteins that help skin look more healthy. It gives you that glow. And here's a nice one of the Lifewave Glow 1 year later. Look at the area around this person's eyes, less bags, less wrinkles. And here another is a great one, 6 months, Lifewave Glow. And look at the neck. The neck has really changed there. So when we look at these changes, it's not just phase, but it's also how fast does the skin heal? This is the 95-year-old with paper thin skin healing very quickly. We see this is a jellyfish sting, and from a medical point of view, 3 weeks later for it to look like that's highly unusual. That's very quick healing for a jellyfish sting. When we look at this bruise healing, having been a nurse in a cardiovascular ICU before I was a doctor, we used to, pull sheaths they used to put in when the cardiovascular, angiography and that sort of thing. So this person had an angiogram and she was on blood thinners, and the doctor said she'd have this bruise for 3 to 4 weeks. This is day 3. Do you see the clearing around that patch? And this is day 5. It's really, really quite amazing. And then this is a scar that was present a year after surgery. And then they started to use the patch for a month. Look at that. That scar has virtually melted into the skin below it. So that's pretty cool. Another instance of wonderful healing of sutures 2 months afterwards. So if you're a plastic surgeon and watching this, you might want to consider adding this to your regimen so your clients will heal up faster and have a better result. Cosmetic results are so important. 2 weeks later, dramatic healing of sutures. This is the thumb that got better. Wow, this has been 18 years getting that thumb broken, discoloration, bruising, scarring, abnormal fingernail becomes a normal thumb. That's really cool. Dramatic difference. And then sometimes people grow hair. And so if you want to grow hair, I would suggest using the combination of the X39 and 49. There are some medical reasons why the X49 could really add punch to improving hair growth, although we can't make medical claims. This is a wellness product, and we don't do studies looking at disease processes, but you can look on YouTube, a lot of people growing more hair, because when you turn on younger genes, healthier genes, if you're supposed to be growing hair, you're going to grow hair. Pretty cool. I know this is something I've personally noticed is a dramatic improvement in my hair quality, the thickness. Now I have a ponytail again. Pretty cool. I know these guys are happy too. This is day 1, 6 weeks and 10 weeks. And that's pretty neat right there too. So these patches do create what I would call my personal medicine cabinet, because I don't really use over the counters anymore because I don't have to. There's one called Icewave for pain. There's Eon for anti-inflammatory to reduce inflammation, Silent Nights for sleep, Nirvana for mood, Alavita for your skin. Glutathione helps with detoxification. Carnosine helps with healing and brain health. The energy enhancers give you energy. That was the first patch. It's an awesome patch. SP6 helps reduce cravings. And as all the acupuncturists will tell you, really to balance the internal organs. So it's pretty neat. And there's even a patch for horses called AccuLife. So this is what I use to help myself feel better, my kids, my family. And so how can you get some of these? As a retail customer, the cost is $149.95 for 30 days, no subscription, and a money-back guarantee. As a preferred customer, which is usually what I would suggest for people, because when you're trying to heal from the inside out, it probably is taking you more than a few days to get there, right? And if stem cells are going to go to work to actually start to heal something, this is not an instant fix, okay? It's not an instant fix. You need to give it some time. So a 3-month trial really would be the minimum that I would suggest to people. So as a preferred customer, for $19.95 one-time fee, you're going to get samples of the other patches, and you can start your stem cells being activated for $99.95 a month. And that's wholesale pricing. It's the same price that I get as a brand partner. There's always a money-back guarantee on the first purchase. And then you're getting to try the other patches too. Or you can join as a brand partner. It costs $25 to be a brand partner. You get the wholesale pricing, and then you get the chance to share with people all over the country, all over the world even. And you have 4 types of earnings that are paid weekly. If you wanted to do it as a part-time job or as a business, please reach out to whoever referred you to this meeting. These are available all over the world, and they're distribution centers everywhere, so you don't have to wait for them to be shipped from the States. And as a family doctor and as a board-certified family doctor and a functional medicine doctor, this is in alignment. This is a way people can feel better quickly without medication, and it's supported by so much science. I'm very proud to be a part of this company as an independent brand partner. And then people say things like this: I'm not hurting anymore, yay. And it's really cool when you can do something simple, like put a sticker on somebody and get this kind of amazing improvement for people. Now, if you only try it for a day, or even 10 days and don't feel anything, don't give up, you guys. What if it does work? What if it really is making you create more stem cells? Well, if that's the case, you owe it to yourself to give it a fair try, to see if you're going to feel better, right? Because I have had people who it was like after 2 months, they're like, oh my gosh, now my pain is gone. Because when you're healing inside out, it just might take some time, okay? If you're an athlete and not using these, you are at a disadvantage. So you might want to look into that. Okay. I'll put the link below where you can find how you can order some patches. This really is a true opportunity. Right now, at this point in history, we have a billion-dollar stem cell industry, and we are leading the way with something that is patented and nobody can copy. No one can copy this. So, if you were looking for a business opportunity or wanting to make a little bit of money on the side, we have systems. Team Feel Good. We have systems that all you do, if you follow the system, you can certainly create some income, and even more, you can create financial independence if you worked at it and followed the system. So it's interesting. Many people come to me because I'm a practitioner and say, well, I don't know about this. And what I say to you, if you're a practitioner, you will give your patients better outcomes with faster improvement. That will lead to improved referrals. It will also give you an additional revenue stream, which is directly related to people feeling better faster. As a practitioner, you have more people to patch, and we have these systems in place so that you can, in a busy clinic, put a quick patch on somebody at the end of the visit, and then we can help you by sharing a little bit of information. So people who want to take it a step further can simply access our resources and be able to not take your time, but help people heal faster with ease. So now really is the time to create wellness in your life, to take advantage of new technology that's changing lives all over the world. And it's really your time to shine. So I hope that you will consider giving this a go. If not, that's a-okay too. And I just feel sad because you're missing out on something. Okay. So if you need to know how to get some patches, you can reach out to us, clinic@feelgoodfunctionalmed.com. Or you can go to the website below. It's lifewave.com/feelgoodfunctionalmedicine, or whoever invited you to hear this presentation. So I'm so happy that you're joining me here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. All right, you guys.